I'm Amanda Rishworth, Labor's Shadow Minister for Early Education and Care. I'd like to acknowledge I'm standing on the lands of the Kaurna people. Well, it's been a very difficult 2 years for everyone in the early learning and care sector, for educators, teachers, centre directors and support staff. I want to thank you all for everything you've done for our community and our children. I spoke to many services and educators during the COVID lockdowns and during the recovery, and I know it took a huge mental, emotional and financial toll. You all kept going because you had to. Your families needed you to. And because you did, our community and our economy kept going. What added to the stress was the fact the federal government went missing in action so often when things were tough. I think the federal government can and should do better when it comes to early learning and care. That's why I want to be the minister, and be the minister who cares. Labor doesn't need any convincing that our childcare system isn't working in the best interests of families. We have a plan to deliver real change. I want an Australia where every parent, especially women, can work the hours they want and need. And I want every child to get the access to the wonderful benefits of early learning and care. That's why Anthony Albanese made reform of early learning and care the centrepiece of his first budget reply address in 2020, with a commitment to lift the government subsidy for 96% of families in the early learning and care system, leaving these families better off. We see early learning and care as an essential service, essential for children, for families and for the economy. That's why we asked the Productivity Commission to conduct a comprehensive review of early learning and care with an aim of implementing a universal 90% subsidy for all families. We know early learning and care costs are hitting family budgets, and we will task the ACCC with an investigation of the cost drivers in the sector, including rents and wages, and designing a price regulation mechanism. Last year, I announced if Labor was elected, we would develop an early years strategy. The strategy will express Labor's vision for the future of Australia's children and their families. It will examine the range of programs delivered across the Commonwealth Government that directly impact on early childhood development. It will consider the latest available evidence from Australia and around the world on programs that are driving better outcomes for children. The strategy will develop plans to reduce program and funding silos across departments and better coordinate functions and activities across government. It will develop a program of action which will set out policies, initiatives and plans to help achieve the vision and better outcomes for young Australians and their families. This is another clear sign of Labor's commitment to building a better future for the next generation of Australians. And finally, I want to state my commitment to promoting quality in the sector. Under this government, almost 15% of long day care services have a waiver from the National Quality Standards for staffing reasons. And the government doesn't seem concerned in the slightest. They've cut funding from the National Quality Framework, and I will work with the sector to look at ways to protect and promote quality. And that, of course, means developing an implementation plan for the National Workforce Strategy, which is currently underfunded. Under Labor's plan for free TAFE, we will provide 465,000 fee-free TAFE places. We will focus these places on areas which are currently seen as having critical skills gaps, including early learning and care. Labor has a vision to build a better future by investing in Australia's children. The Liberal government see these programs as welfare and just as a cost. They always have and they always will. Labor has always invested in the early years because only Labor believes it is the greatest investment we can make in the future of our country. It is good for families, good for women, good for children and good for the economy. I look forward to working with you to deliver this better future.